Alright, so what I'm going to do now is that since I have done my basic formatting and everything, I want to create a div tag. And not only any div tag, I want to actually draw an absolute positioning div tag in this website. So my plan is that I'll draw a box which will be an absolute positioning div tag, and all this text, as you can see, will go inside that box. And in the box itself, I'll insert a background which will be dark enough so that all this text can be seen. Now, if you're working with me on a classic workspace, you will find yourself that you will have an insert panel like this, and you have a layout panel as well inside that. And here you have two buttons. The first one is actually to insert a div tag, which will just insert a div tag at a particular point you want. And the second one is actually can draw a div tag. You can draw an absolute positioning div tag. So I'll choose this. My cursor becomes a crosshair, as you can see. Okay, I'll draw a absolute positioning div tag. Alright, now I have a div tag, and I can actually apply and give it a name. So I'll name it container. Okay, and I can give a particular width. Maybe I'll give 680 pixels as width. Now I can select the text and I can drag and drop it inside this div container. See, everything's inside. Yeah. Alright, so I have the content inside this box, the div container, which has specified height and a width. Okay, when it comes to the height, as you can see, it is ending here and your overflow of text. Now we can decide later that let the height be controlled by the content. We can do a lot more than that by actually going to your CSS style sheet, and we can open this container which we just made. We can double click and a whole new world opens for us. We can click on background. What I have done is I have made a background image, a ping 24 image in Photoshop, which has a transparency information. Basically what it means is that I hope you remember that we go to say file save for web and choose either GIF or either JPEG. Now if we actually work in ping 24, we can have transparency information. So I have an image which has got a symbol on the left hand side, and the background has got a certain transparency because I want to show the background image of this website also. So I'll click on browse, I'll choose my image called box background, and I'll click OK and apply it. So what's happening? An image has been inserted which has got this logo on top, and it is lying on this div tag, and we can still see some of the background because that was a ping 24 transparent image. That looks great. So let me go and do something further, like for example, I can go to box. Okay, I can delete the height, which means the content will decide the height. In padding, since everything is touching the edge, I can add a 20 pixel padding on all sides. That looks great. I can go down to border and create a border. I can create a solid border of say 3 pixels of say what color. Let me choose blue. Okay, well that still looks little, it is still showing because your div is selected. If you increase the pixel, you can definitely see. Can you see? Alright, that looks okay. So I'll go to positioning. Okay, and here as you can see, it's an absolute positioning with the exact width with no height specified, and this is the position from the top left corner. You can change it, you can move it when you go back to design view. I'll click OK. Alright, I'll save it and let me preview it in my browser. Okay, my browser opens and here it is. I have the box. If I resize this window, you can see it is a fixed positioning layout, which means that it will not move. It will stay where it is. It's an absolute positioning. And as you can see, the background is still stuck, and I can scroll the text like this. So it will all depend upon the content, how long the height is going to be, but it's got a definite width. Okay, so in the next tutorial, what we will do, we will actually center this whole thing and bang in the middle. We will change from absolute to a liquid layout format. I can see what all creative changes we can bring about in the website. That's a part of the next tutorial.